objective, getting ready to cap. Willow did peek up. Trayden's pushing forward as well. Mob Squad getting aggressive here on the objective as Trayden trades with Willow. Actually, Poopachu's nade down Trayden, so not a trade.
A team kill at the worst possible moment. But Poopachu does find the crucial pick on Green Theft Auto. Will he go res traded or will he cap or do both? Traded is on objective. He has tablet out. Steven is rushing back.
Yep, this is going to be a cap for Mob Squad. Nades coming in. A good flash.
Oh, but a good flash.
A great
Traded
flash.
is disabled on objective.
Oh.
Finds Poopachu.
Oh.
It finds Traded.
I am the one the sun is seeing me running. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. You was dead.
Oh, well, we're going to come to it right away. It's your man, Poon Anders, your Texas caster and hype master.
And it's not your caster extraordinaire with the copper tone hair. It's just Trip.
Yeah. So we're coming at you with messed up hair, but at least clean jerseys because we're trying to make this happen as fast as possible. We are way behind, so we're going to rush right on through it and jump right on into the matches. So right now we have Riot versus Coletos. This was a debut for Coletos' new lineup. Control Flirt Delete, Phenoram, and the Pink Stingray returned for this match, but they had Matt Outdoors and Olivio. While Matt Outdoors is newer, Olivio is a name that we all know, but this was their first time playing together ever. There's no practice before this match. What really solidified their momentum was a constant communication between the team. Everyone followed the plays. Everyone talked. Thanks to lots of call-outs, really, that helped out. Communication is a key. Players were able to make very important rotations from hearing those call-outs. It was a tied series, like points altogether. Tanker was a bit of a back and forth, and Riot took it back to Bazaar. However, strong defense helped Coletos take the league, and we just have this tiny taste of a clip because I think it was an uncasted match, but this is all we have from them. So let's take a look as we watch it kind of slowly
freak out.
Yeah,
it was an uncasted match, but we do have a first-person video.
Who's across the street?
This is the Coletos on the attack, and they are calling out. I think someone's down right now, but they're giving those call-outs and letting this person know exactly where the defender is, and he just gets him right through that super tight angle, right through the window. Coletos don't actually win that map, but they do take 2 points and a 10-10 scoreline. I mean, that's an impressive game. I would have wanted to watch that had I been able to cast it.
Oh, yeah, they did really great. So the Coletos were actually able to take 2 maps. We saw that, I think is this their first win? Or is it their second?
No, I don't think this is their first.
I don't remember, but I know that last season they didn't win, but they're starting to win matches now. Coletos win the series 10-10, tied in points, but they took the 2 map wins with Tanker and Downfall. So good on them. Moving on to Rome versus Ember. This is a close match on Suburbia. Rome was up 3-1, and Ember came from behind to take it with a cap. Downfall was heavily dominated by Ember and finished off with an amazing clutch cap by Switch 201. Cargo saw Rome absolutely embarrass Ember. It was rough to watch, finishing it with a cap. Let's take a look at some of these clips.
Yeah, on this first one here, we have lots of smokes coming out. Ember is pushing in for the cap. A quick kill on Gladiator, and he goes flying. I don't know what happened. I mean, he got shot real hard.
He got high off that
Ember
vape, man.
takes the cap and the map 4-3 with a quick cap and just a good comeback all around.
Nice. Moving on to the next one, we'll take a look at...
And then Misfortune besieges Lucky AF as he apparently has to do a full HMD adjustment. I mean, I don't know, his controller is just swinging around. Yeah, he's not even on his gun. Hailfire comes out the door firing.
Blind fire
never
lead.
Stops until he gets his man. I mean, he just keeps going and going and going, keeps on trucking, gets his guy, and takes the first point on the map.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. Lucky, if you want to get in touch with me and let me know what was going on, because that was
pulling the gloves on, just in the head. It's I got this 1v1, I got this. But the guy, normally when you're coming around, you're just pre-fire. You're making sure you're loaded up, you're ready to pre-fire. If you watch him, he wasn't pre-firing like that way. He was pre-fire blind firing. You
absolutely always blind fire. Never come around the corner. Gun first. Yeah, out like that. Gun first. Yeah. For sure.
Ember wins the series 9-8. So well played for Ember. So moving on to Fury versus the Hand of Death. This wasn't a casted match. match, but that's all right, as Fury was looking to get back up to their usual strong self. After a rocky start this season and then losing their former captain Snakebite to Space Force, these guys needed to channel their inner Fury that stormed last season to pick things back up. There were some technical issues going into the match, and then the update, constant drops, then there was a roster switch-ups that threw the series into an unpredictable territory, and then GT comes in for the second map and plays a major role in securing their win. So going to Cargo, Fury picks it up with a solid cap from Evolution in 10 seconds. He's known to be fast. I mean, that was not unexpected, but I mean, that's ridiculous. Riding high, Fury closes the map and the series with a 10-8. I really wish we had a clip of that 10-second
Yeah,
count,
well, there are a couple of important things to note here. Snakebite moving to Space Force actually gives another team in the league brothers. That's the third team in the league with two high-playing brothers.
Well,
Lionheart and Snakebite are brothers.
Well, who's the second? I know the Woods brothers, but who's the other one?
Lobochem.
Who's brothers on that one? Do I not know this one?
Thunder and Otto?
I did. Oh no, I knew that. Oh, why did I forget that? Because Thunder told me that like a long time ago. He's like, yeah, it's my brother. Oh man, my brain, man, babies, man, just tremendous.
Yeah, and the second important thing here is we don't have any clips, but we do have a very nice description here. So if you do write out a good description, there's a high probability that we, the two monkeys at the desk, will read whatever you write.
Your words coming out of our mouths, man. You can make us literally say anything.
I'm just a puppet.
Just pepper in question marks in there. It'll get really weird. Fury win that series 10-8. So moving on to Mob Squad versus Animal House. This was a great matchup with the two OG teams of the league. Animal House played a full house, and Mob Squad playing with 3 roster members and 2 reservists, Traden and Poopachu. Formerly, you said Poopachu was formerly of SMC. SMC had a little roster change-ups, you including. I believe there was a conspiracy theory about them being at the center of it. We'll have to see if we hear from that guy again. Yeah, no, we believe that you're actually a clone of him. It's a whole thing. I believe Alex Jones talked about it. Anyway, both reservists actually did well on the match, but as we know, missing your full roster can mess with your groove. Not to downplay Animal House, they came in full force with their starters playing extremely well, running away with the series victory. So this was a really good one. Animal House, I believe that's what we led with, right? That was the Animal House Mob Squad match, was it? I'm not entirely sure.
I don't think that was.
But I do love watching Animal House play.
Oh, yes, it was. It was Traden and Poopachu. That was.
Yeah. So that's what we started off the series with. We're not showing it again here. But, that's the kind of stuff that you expect to see when you see Animal House doing their thing. It's just getting there and crazy. Now, I mean, it was lucky to get that flash grenade right as a dude's trying to cap. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Steve might try to say, no, I was aiming for his face. But still,
Traden, let me know how many numbers you actually had in.
They had to
could not see.
There had to be like all the but we know that in the league there are some people that are just really
It's
bad
true.
at getting those numbers
I mean,
out.
seven digits is hard, man.
It is. Your brain, like I've actually studied this. Your brain can hold between 3 and 5 things, and remember that's how big your memory is for like active memory of learning stuff.
I have
It's
five megs right here.
3
That's
to
it.
5 things that you can do, and with stacking you fit in more. But it's 3 to 5. So making it 7 is it's on purpose. That's on
But
purpose.
it's a phone number, right?
Yeah.
I think that goes to show that we, as a generation, just don't do phone numbers. That's what it is.
Well, it's called stacking. So you can take 3 to 5 things and you can stack those into one thing in order to get into 3 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why like the phone numbers, like it's 3 and 4 or 3, 3 and 4, is that you stack those so that it becomes 1, 1 and 1. That's the
So
idea.
if they put a dash in the code,
If they put a dash in the code, you would have it
be
immediately.
solid.
As
Yeah.
a matter of fact, I think we might have revealed meta that Global Chem and beginners have been doing for like years, and they're like, you just gave it away.
They draw a little dash in their HMD, and then they hold the.
They just say it.
Yep.
They're like
Yeah.
8, 6, 7, 5. All right, moving on to Cold Steel versus Pack 1. Due to scheduling conflicts, this series ended up being played 4v4, as you said, old school method. Suburbia was back and forth with Volk taking each round. Finally, Pack 1 wins in a tight 4-3. Downfall started with both teams continuing their strong Volk defenses. Good comms for Cold Steel helped them get their second objective. Then the third and final objective, Northwest objective, Cold Steel set up a tight defense. 2 in objective building, 1 in the crater building, and then 1 in the Northwest watch. Crater That was the first to go down, and Northwest Watch was completely suppressed. Pack 1 had split their attack with 2 to 3 pushing directly west from Red Truck. This would be really good if I had video to go along with it. And 1 pushing to the Center Hotel. Shortly...
I'll get my conspiracy board.
Right. Shortly after Crater went down, one of the objective buildings... Actually, I could throw it up here. If you have an image, you just like draw it out. We throw it up here. One of the objective building guys went down, and then Geek rotated down for the Northwest Watch just as the remaining guy there was down. A lot of action and good call-outs coming in that helped Cold Steel take the downfall, bringing them to Cargo and to the series decider. Man, that's a mouthful. But I've still got more. Cargo also only proved that these teams play a tight defense. It was a quick push from Cold Steel, Steak, as they actually wrote it, to the objective build, catching both remaining defenders, winning Cold Steel the match. Now, we will read everything you wrote, so
I want to know how you got this description without getting me a clip. You had to have watched something to write this out. Where is the video?
I think they just. I honestly, I'm starting to feel this way from some of the captains. I think they're just wondering how long a thing will Poonanners read before he just starts skipping around. And
they could make up random player names and just start putting stuff in here.
I'm at the end of my drink, so maybe much.
This is true. He just read an entire on my screen. It's an entire page.
The gauntlet is dropped. All right, so moving on. Lords of War versus Gunning on Empty. Lords of War came into this match versus Gunning on Empty with a 4-1 record and sitting in 10th place. Gunning on Empty undefeated, but they only got 3 wins, but they're 14th place. Now, round 2 with early picks coming in for both teams. Gunning on Empty began pushing from multiple angles. Gunning on Empty chose Bazaar as a map, as their number 2 map. After Gunning on Empty
just keeps going.
In the first round of map 2, Lords of War take a 10-minute timeout in order to regroup and come in with a strategy to break the 5-point streak of Gunning on Empty. Now, after the break, however, Gunning on Empty have a strong defense and are able to secure another point. Gunning on Empty, GOE, the G.I. Joes, as we're going to start calling them, ended up taking the map to 4-0, like completely wiping out that map. It wasn't until map 3 that both teams came alive with some fast-paced play on Cargo, a favorite map. It's loved only just this much more than Subway, right? Round 1, Lords of War come right out of the gate on Marsoc with a very quick push onto objective. Gunning on Empty were able to push through and pick up maps number 3, 4-2, taking the series to 12-2. And I've got good news for you. There are clips, so let's take a look.
Yeah, let's get those clips. So Lords of War starting off this first round here with a very slow push from all angles. I mean, it looks like a great setup. Gunning on Empty do a good job of keeping Lords of War at bay. There's a pick there from Feed Metal on a cool breeze, but PT Jace picks up Feed Metal as he rushes towards the objective. Even though Lords of War do end up picking up 2 crucial kills on this approach, Lords of War end up running out of time because Esco has 13 seconds left, is way off of objective, and has 2 members of Gunning on Empty still alive. So at this point, you've got to get those kills, and Gunning on Empty knows that they don't even need to show themselves. They're just going to hide it and wait it out.
The best you could do is just throw a grenade and just run screaming. Ah! There's no choice at that point.
And then here we have Gunning on Empty reacting very well to a very, very aggressive push by Lords of War.
Look at it, just flying. I think one of the smokes did a loop-de-loop.
Yeah, I mean, they are getting some long-range smokes, lots of nades, lots of lasers. The lasers make this so much better. You can see it. But,
it's a raid,
I mean,
baby.
this is one of the fastest defensive rounds I think I've seen all season. It's over in there. It's over in like 40 seconds, or 20 seconds.
Done and done,
yeah.
man.
Gunning on Empty picking up their second point on the third and final map to take the series.
Oh, just beautiful work, man. Gunning on Empty ends up winning the series like 12-2 against Lords of War. And Lords of War was starting off the season really well. I mean, Gunning on Empty, I mean, they're no scrubs themselves. They're made up of a few veterans themselves. So, but still, as a new-ish team, we didn't expect to see it to run straight up 12-2, but it did.
Yeah, they have been on the climb. I mean, we've seen other teams on the climb, but Gunning on Empty is not new, but new this season for sure.
They're digging in.
They just got everyone together. They picked up some good players, though. I mean, their roster is solid. And as we saw, Lords of War were undefeated, I think, until now. So
But speaking of
good matchup.
Speaking of new teams, though, Phantoms took on Loyal Dogs Esports. They got it in the name. That's how you show up on those Google results. Phantoms are returning this season, but this was a first for Loyal Dogs, as we just said. They're an esports organization adding Onward to their roster of competitive games. That's why they had all that branding. Because I remember saying like Loyal Dog Esports, and I was like,
they
have
like jerseys and everything.
Yeah, that's like
they're out of the Canary Islands.
That's like, but they're going hardcore on the branding, like out of the gate for like their first season. What's going on? I was like, they were already an esports organization. Okay, that makes complete sense.
Yes.
I need to find out.
I believe they're a VRcade out of the Canary Islands, if I remember right.
I love that people say VRcade now instead of VR arcade. It's just way better.
It's just no.
It's very cool.
We're millennials. We shorten things.
No, I like that. I think it's very cool. I mean, that's what V Respawn is. Like, I didn't say like VR upload or stuff like that or VR Insider. I was like V Respawn.
You just.
I was like, we're moving. We're doing something else now.
Over that. Keep going.
yeah. As we trash everyone in the league. I'm just kidding. Just something fun for us to do. So they're an esport organization. They added Onward, as we said. But this was brutal because I mean, your first season in Onward, you're really.
I think this was their first game.
Yeah.
I think it was their very.
Your first foray into Onward is usually not going to be into the competitive scene. Is not going to be a good one. But that's how you learn. And we watched a lot of guys come up from like new. Like we watched. Animal House go from like 26th place to like 19th to getting into like the last chance qualifier. Like, I mean, people move up.
Yeah, Blaze did it.
Yeah.
Coletto's last season, I don't think they won any.
No.
And now they're winning games left and right.
With brand new people they never played with. So like it can be done.
You just got to learn. You got to find your groove.
Well,
I mean, you'll get there, definitely.
A big part of winning this game is that you have to know where everyone is going to be on a given map in competitive play. And then at the very, as we said many times before, at the very top echelons of play, you don't just know where the good spots are and that there's going to be somebody there. The team that you're playing, you know who is going to be there, like by name.
Yes. Yeah,
anyway,
call them out by name. I just killed so and so for sure.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, but Loyal Dogs have a great attitude, and are some more hours they'll get there. They'll be coming back strong. Phantoms, they had some great plays and some great rotations. So let's take a look at what they did in this first clip.
Yep. So this first clip is on Cargo. Like most Cargo maps, we see a lot of smokes coming out. Not a whole lot of aggression though. They just kind of move up to where they need to be, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, basically an RKO out of nowhere, and then Shake throws a nade and downs 2 members of Loyal Dogs, and then a third gets picked up as well. So just like instant turn of the battle right there.
If we had thought about that, I could have had an RKO like graphic and audio come
just like flies across the screen. All right, and then the next clip. Also in Cargo, we have Taquito Loco. He is going to get a long-range nade pickup on I'm Donnie. But basically, we're going to see the same thing. Smokes come out. Not aggressive, right? There is a lot of bunching here, but that nade from Taquito right there in the center hits the pipes and takes down I'm Donnie, although he is just downed. I don't know if the res comes out or not. It doesn't seem that Loyal Dogs is actually aware that he is down at this point. And then basic Cargo firefight, everyone. But I mean, they're like inches away from each other shooting.
Cargo is usually a CF. My favorite thing to watch though is your boy Sickness in Cargo when everybody's like going around shooting each other, and he just walks in. He's like, "I'm going to capture this point while you guys are shooting."
I mean, he gets up right in there, and they're capping now. I don't know why they have 2 capping.
I feel like Cargo is like the opposite of Subway that way.
Wait, what just happened? Oh, they did cap. Okay, and then a C4 went off. All right, and then the next video, I was real confused for a second. Wait, this is still in round 2. Oh, this is the cap.
Okay, so we just ended up watching the video all the way through to the cap.
The clip just went long on the first one. So yeah, this is the clap. But I want to see this again. Does the C4 happen?
There it goes, after the
I'm so confused where that C4 was, because you can only be so close to the objective without it, like, before it stops working. So anyways, and then we have, I think, oh, this is not a suicide rush. I got that wrong. But it is the last member of Loyal Dogs trying to creep up on the objective. I'm Donnie, all on his own. Oscar throws a C4, but Nuclear actually had the detonator, or vice versa. I can't remember. Nuclear threw the C4. No, it was on the dead body. That's what it was. That body that he saw that he was creeping up on had a C4 on the chest, so it was a suicide rush. Get your hand out of me. I'm calling HR. Yeah, so that the C4, man, we saw that with Cats and Hats and Lords of War on Subway. just rushed a dude up there and he insta-killed like 3 members. It's just not... It needs the beep, man. I don't like the C4.
It does.
It
It
needs
does.
the beep.
I've said that I love the concept of suicide bomber running in there, but it would be nice if it had a little beep, so at the very least that everybody could like just run, just scatter.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean, there's not anything you can do against it anyways. It's just nice to know that that's what's coming. You know?
It creates hilarity. Like people hear the beep and you watch them scatter, then maybe they get picked off, or then maybe you introduce a item later on that makes a similar beep that you like a grenade or whatever you could throw in there.
That's what I would.
Yeah, I mean, you can play with that. But moving on to a big match, Danglers versus Globochem. Globochem as the home team, Danglers decided to choose to start on Bazaar. A strong map for them, as anyone who's ever watched them play knows. Their first attack was a slow build-up that accumulated in a strong push on the objective. Globochem, however, held the last defense, taking the map 4-1, as they do. Toast was definitely the MVP of the map, ending up with 11 kills and 2 deaths, stopping almost all enemies he encountered, because, he's Toast. That's what he does. Globochem, the whole thing, they own everybody, so you don't have to.
That's why they hired him. They picked him up on the dark web.
Exactly. Well, the thing about you don't know about Toast is there's actually 3 of them on the field at once. Anyway, so Globochem started off with Q1, that's Quarantine 1 daytime, with one of the more difficult attacks on the map. Immediately, the Danglers were pinned in on the northeast quadrant of the map, opting out of smoking the north road like everyone else does. Many rounds on Quarantine were close, but Globochem was just always able to close out the rounds despite the strong play come from Danglers, because that's Globochem. It's just like, you can make them bleed, you can make them lose some points here and there, but it never seems to phase them. Like it seems like the match that happened previously has no effect on the next round for them. It's like momentum, excitement, none of that. It's just a slow, like I don't know if you ever watched like the original like a Terminator or Terminator 2. It's just a slow, relentless march towards your death. But
it reminds me of like the Purple Cobras. It's just Globochem. We're better than you.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh man, there were some crazy grenades on Tankard though, and Danglers were able to take the last map by ramping up the aggression and getting some nice flanks, especially from Nintendo, a personal favorite of mine, just because he's really good at editing video, and those are very popular people to me. So let's take a look at these clips and get into it.
Alrighty, so starting this one out, we have Toast. After taking out 3 defenders on the objective, Toast comes in with a vengeance and takes out 1,
Fancy camera
2.
work.
Where is it at? There we go. 1, 2, and the
Not
third.
the Kitten Mittens? No.
Yes, the newest pickup, the Kitten Mittens himself. Nintendo just not knowing what's happening, and Toast taking him down from behind, securing the first point for Globochem on map 1, I believe.
Man.
Yes.
Just
And
smooth
also
operators.
on map 1, in the 4th round, Nintendo, I don't know how this is the 4th round, there's only 3 points. That's how math works. I'm a caster, people, we don't know how math works. But he was quickly refragged by Toast. Arsenic Thunder and Toast put together a strong attack on the northwest side of the Kiat and take out the remaining defenders. Globochem just Globochems. And then here we have Danglers able to take out 2 Globochem attackers, but the remaining 3 surrounded the objective, and now it's just Rybo, right? Yes, Rybo. 1.5 Danglers left. Rybo on objective, and Kitten Mittens getting those callouts. Kitten Mittens no longer getting those callouts. Rybo having to defend against 3.5 Globochem members, which I don't know if there's anyone in the league that I would bet money that they could take 3 members of Globochem
Be
down.
fun to see though.
It would be. You know what? I would PayPal you $50 if you took out all 5. And as I say that, I do remember that someone did it last week. So it has to be new data.
Yeah, indeed. Well, let's come back to cameras here, and Globochem ended up winning the series 10-5. Man, watching those guys play, I was actually the whole time I was watching Globochem do their thing, I was thinking smooth operator in my head, and then I was like, wait, what if contractors, the devs and contractors, and the devs from Onward get together and have a baby and call it operators? There you go. That's a good one. I think that would work, right?
I like that.
Anybody agree with that? I think we can all agree with that. So you have something to say about the teams in the league right now, right?
Yeah, it's definitely still early in the season, but the teams that we expected to be on top are on top. Duh. But there is a surprising exception. The newly rebranded and formed teams such as Gunning on Empty, who's climbing the ranks, Mayhem, formerly SCK, who we'll talk about next week because I just watched probably the most impressive match of the season so far against Globochem. So this could be a very exciting season if these teams keep it up. I'm definitely excited to see how the finals are going to look and the round robins are going to look. And yeah, we have the standings to pull up. This is only the North America standings, so we're going to talk about the EU standings as well. We have Vikings trailing behind beginners. Lots of changes to the meta.
They're all there.
Teams, are they?
Yeah,
they're all there.
That's the worldwide.
I don't know how to read. I don't know how to math. I'm basically a terrible human being.
It's the usual suspects. But you see, and
if you want to know if there are teams that are recruiting, check out the Onward Discord.
The key component to see is because, we filmed this after some matches have already been played, but you see like Mayhem crawling up there, living up to their name. Vikings, who we've seen like week over week, been doing pretty well. These guys climbing their way up the ranks. Space Force actually right up in that top 10. And, like no one took them seriously, I think, early on, but they're really starting to deliver that pain. And Lords of War just holding on to that last spot that we can see in that top 11. So it's really great to see these guys duking it out. Your boys, SMC Tactical, holding on to that third spot. Hopefully you guys will try to be able to unseat somebody one of these days. I mean, you're only like, 40 points?
We're hoping to. And I mean, Lords of War is very impressive because last season they ended at silver, highest end of silver. So them being at 11th right now, we are just starting the season out, but they've got 6 games, and that's an impressive win-loss ratio, especially against better teams.
Yeah. Well, last week we announced a new series in collaboration with The Hive where Vivian sits down with players to have a good time showcasing wonderful, awesome, crazy people in the league that we love so much. We had attached we had like a clip from her interview in the last episode. We attached her full interview to the end of that episode. You can get to it. You can also see on Twitter that we retweeted it out when Vivian sent it out. So you can take a look at that. But what she's working on next, which we weren't able to get in time for this episode due to some scheduling conflicts, but we will have it out, where she will have a video featuring mixologists of Global Chem and Zach Fontaine of G-Man. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that should be a good one. And finally, we want to wish one of our league players a very, very happy birthday. Riley Duncan, aka Jayo from Ember. Happy birthday, man, from all of us at the entire league.
That's right. Happy birthday today. Happy birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday yesterday. Happy birthday all the days. Well, that is it for us. Thanks to all our players and viewers for supporting the show. You know what I'm going to do, in addition to continuing to say this stuff, is I'm going to go ahead and play our music because we love to play it. Show us some love in the comments below to get a conversation going, as this helps the show rank up and get more exposure to people who don't know about the league.
Yeah, and keep those clips coming, folks. Even if your matches went uncasted, as long as you have a decent clip from players' perspective, we will definitely take it. Give us some write-ups. We'll read them. But yeah, we're the judges, so if it's not good...
Or whoever the writer is,
that's
like if they want to cut it. Again, I am Poon Enders, joined by VRML caster, the Hive contributor, V Respawn regular and director, and SMC Tactical, new hire and conspiracy theorist, Triple Nipple.
Yep, and this show was brought to you by VRespawn.com, your only source for VR esports news. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and follow us on Twitter to stay up to date with everything we do.
That's right. This episode was actually written by all of our captains and Vivian, who got to pick and choose stuff and got people to DM stuff and got whatever it is that she could get in there. Hermit did his best job he could trying his debut directing, because Trip normally directs, but he had to be here because some of our guys are AWOL. We'll figure out what happened to them, but it doesn't matter. Trip did an excellent job, so it's good having him here. I am going to try to figure out what has been happening to some of the cards that we use in order to close this show, so I'm just going to click this button and make it come up. See you guys next time. Trip, send us home.
All right, I guess.
You were going to do it.